New Jersey Congressman Chris Smith joining us this morning. He's the co-chair of the Congressional Pro-Life Caucus. Congressman, good morning to you.
Thank you, Jenna. Good morning to you.
You started talking about this case before the baby was born. Why did you feel it was important to get involved in the conversation?
Well, life is absolutely precious, and those children who are suffering disabilities or some other kind of anomaly, a disease, they have every right to be born, and everyone's born to be protected and receive the best quality health care imaginable. I do think that McKenna is really a very heroic woman. She, left a very vulnerable situation where she was being economically coerced, by all accounts, to abort the baby. And remember, these late-term abortions are very dangerous to her as well. Mm-hmm. Not only does it kill the baby, it also is dangerous to her. And thank God that Ken Paxton stepped in so boldly, and then the courts backed him up to ensure that this baby receives every possible help with this problem with the heart.
You did call.
It is a way of the disability can be treated. There's very state-of-the-art interventions that can be done,
sure,
and a very high quality of life can be achieved. But even if that wasn't the case, the coerciveness of saying you got to abort the baby because we're the surrogate parents, that just doesn't cut it.
You did,
and there is a bill. Yes.
I'm sorry, Congressman, I thought you were finished. You called McKenna West's decision to carry the baby, you just said it a moment ago, an act of courage in a statement you put out before the baby's birth. What is your biggest concern now for Gabriel?
Well, the biggest concern is that he gets everything that he can possibly receive in terms of health care. The hypoplastic left heart syndrome is eminently treatable based on many sources. And because he's in Texas, a pro-life state, because the Attorney General has been so proactive, and that is Ken Paxton, this little baby Gabriel has every shot at a very fine life going forward. And again, his McKenna, you couldn't find a more, I think, courageous woman to say, no, I'm not going to be economically coerced. I'm not going to be told that I have to abort. There is a bill that is introduced, and it's a great bill, Preventing Forced Abortions Act of 2026, to take these surrogacy contracts where provisions are embedded in them that if the donors say that you have to get an abortion, you do, and you frankly lose all of their economic compensation, that's economic coercion. This bill would change.
Fascinating that there's legislation. That was my next question. Congressman Chris Smith, we appreciate you jumping on and sharing. We'll be watching that legislation potentially.
And there's an executive order, real quick, that Trump did in 2020. It's called the Protecting Vulnerable Newborn and Infant Children. We need to further push on that executive order so that this doesn't happen anywhere.
Congressman, we'll be watching both pieces of legislation or policy issues and legislation there. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you explaining it to us. To further discuss a bit